Hi, this is Involved Innovation YouTube channel. In this video, we will learn about how to create an interactive button in the screen which powers the LED bulb and also changes the image from LED on to off based on the power button. In the last video, we saw about how to set up the development environment. For this video, to follow along, you need a LED bulb, UART out adapter with 4 wires and 330 volt resistor, or you can use the CrowPanel LED 2.0 which comes with everything. It has 4 wires. Those are red, white, black and yellow. Yellow is UART1 TX, that is data out, and white is UART1 RX, that is data in. Red is 5 volt power and black is ground. So connect the 330 volt resistor to the yellow and connect the other end of resistor to the positive of the LED bulb and connect the negative of the LED to the black wire. If you have the CrowPanel LED, then you can directly connect it to the UART1 port. Connect it to the UART1 out port. We will start coding for this. First, we will start by designing the UI. So for that, we will be using the tool called Squareline Studio. Search Squareline Studio, download in the Google. Open the first link. Download the Squareline Studio, and based on your operating system, in my case I am downloading it for Windows, click the Windows download. Once the download completes, go to the folder where it is download and click Run as Administrator. Installation is straightforward. Once you have opened, you can able to see it starts with a timer and it has a 30 days pro license. You can convert it to personal use and you can use this Squareline Studio for personal use for free. Once you have installed, open the Squareline Studio. I have installed the version 1.5.3. In your case, if you have already installed 1.5.4, that is perfectly fine. Click Create and select Arduino with TFT ESPI. Change the project name to bulb.spg. And then for the resolution, make sure it is aligning with your CrowPanel Advanced screen size. In my case, I am using CrowPanel Advanced 2.8, so selecting the resolution as 320 and 240 pixel. Then change the color depth to 16-bit instead of 32-bit and then click Create. Now click Add Files to Assets button. Then go to the system path where you have all the assets. I want the bulb, which is the image of the bulb glowing, and bulb off, which is the image of the bulb not glowing. You can find all these assets in my GitHub folder, the link of which I have provided in the description. So click this assets and click open. Now you can able to see both bulbs assets here. Now click the image widget from the widget pane. You can click or drag and drop the widgets on the screen. We have image widget in the screen. Position the image widget to the left and name is name of the widget. This is the name by which this widget is referenced in this application. Image 1 is fine for me, and here in the asset drop down, you can able to select all the assets you have added. I am selecting the bulb off.png because initially the bulb will be turned off. You can scale the image to fit in the screen. It is initially at 256 as the scale. We will decrease the scale to 150 and it looks fine. Now position the bulb. Now we will add the button to turn on the bulb. Drag and drop the button widget or click the button widget. Position the button to the top right and change the background color of the button to green by going to the Style Settings pane in the right and under Style, Main, expand background and change the color to green. I will add label on top of the button. Click Label widget and edit the text value in the label to on instead of text by editing the text field. Move the label inside the button and you can increase the font size by going to Style Setting in the Style Main section. Increase the font size of this label to 46 and make the text color to white. Now we need to make the label 1 as the child component of button 1. To make that, in the hierarchy pane, drag the label 1 and put it on top of the button 1 and make sure the label is in the center of the button. Align this, and going forward, if you move the button, it will automatically move the label with it. This is now acting as a single component. Now right click on the button 1 and click duplicate. Now we have another button. Now select the button and instead of green background change it to red, and for the label too, and instead of on change it to off. And this label looks like big for this button. I will change this font size to 44. I will change the on label font size to 44 instead of 46 to keep it consistent. Now we will add action to the button 1. Once you have selected the button 1, click add event in the event pane. Event adds the action to the button. We will add two actions. One to turn on the LED bulb and another action to change the image to bulb glow. So first you need to add an event. Here the action is set property and we want to change the image. So type as image and change the trigger to released. So this action will be triggered not when the button is clicked but when the button is clicked and button is released. Now click add. In the action, now change the value to bulb.png. Here bulb.png is the glowing bulb image. So when I click the on, this will trigger the bulb on image. Now we will create another event in the on button. Click add event and change the action to call function because this will turn on the bulb. This is the place where I will write the digital write Arduino function which turn on the bulb. Click add. Now we will give the function name. I will set the function name as bulb on. So similarly we need to set up the similar to event for the off button as well. Click add event and change the trigger to released. Instead of type as bar, change it to image and click add. For this button we want to set the value to bulb off png. Now we add another event to this button, change the action to call function and click add. Here set the function name to bulb off. We can make sure everything works fine by clicking the play symbol on the top right. We can click the on button, it changes the bulb image, and if you click the off button the bulb images changes to not glowing. Now we can start exporting. First we need to define the export location. Click File and select Project Settings. In the Project Settings, set the Project Export route by clicking the Browse button and open it. Now set the UI files export path by clicking the Browse button, and I will create a output folder under the root directory and click Select Folder. Click Apply Changes, select Export and click Export UI Files. Now we have done with our UI design and we have exported the UI files. Now go to the Arduino IDE, create new sketch and save the sketch. I am saving it with the project name bulb. Go to the GitHub repo and copy all the files from the SquareLane base folder. Now go to the path where we have our sketch projects and navigate to the bulb folder and paste the files we have copied from the SquareLane base folder. Delete the bulb.ino and rename the 2_8 LVGL.ino file to bulb.ino. Now go to the path where we have exported the UI files from the SquareLane Studio. Copy these files from the output folder and paste it in the bulb sketch folder. Open the Arduino IDE. Go to the UI_events.c file and include the header arduino.h. We need this header because this is where the digital write function is coming from. And in the bulb on function, call the digital write function with the pin 18 and high as another param. If you are using CrowPanel advanced 7-inch or 5-inch variant, then you need to use the pin 19. In the bulb off function, we can call digital write with params pin 18 and low as value. Now we are done with our coding. Make sure our CrowPanel is connected to the UARTC port and start the compilation. Once the code compiles fine, upload the code. If there are any issues in the upload, make sure all the settings we performed in the last video on board information are still right. Now we can able to see the design we have created in the Squareline Studio in the CrowPanel. We can turn on the bulb by pressing the on button. It changes the image as well. I can press and release the off button. The LED bulb stops glowing and the image is changed as well. I hope you have learned a lot in this video. In the next video, we will go one level up. We will see how to record and save it in the SD card. We will use the inbuilt microphone for this. We will design screen to start and stop the recording and increase and decrease gain. Thanks for watching. If you like this content, share it with your friends